South Asia, there is something new happening, sir. India's rising defense collaborations with Western powers are very notable in recent days. How should smaller South Asian nations, even like Bangladesh, position themselves in this evolving security new architecture?
Well, the way he's looking, but I don't think that it is going to be our every threat. He already lost his neighbors' politics. Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal and Bangladesh.
Pakistan, Afghanistan,
China. So nothing is left in his neighbor. So what is going to do? He has to go other. So that's how he is trying to push off himself that he is going to be another great hero instead of his losing control in his neighbor. And even though he is losing control in his country also, like Pakistan and India war, we had seen that how he tried to go for a ceasefire. So this is not a big issue for us. He has to do something. He cannot sit idle. So he is now trying to extend his hand with Afghanistan, as I see in the new news media is coming up. But why? So that question might be come up. But eventually, his diplomacy is going to be narrow. His world is getting smaller. And in this regards, he is not doing great, as I see
so
right now. So
you are not upset on that?
Not at all.
Sir, we will definitely discuss more. Floods in India, political tensions in Pakistan, economic stress in Sri Lanka continue to affect the region. Is there any hope for SAARC to become effective again as a regional forum? This question I want to do for both of you gentlemen. First, Shamsul Alam Panthu.
Well, of course, we don't see that much of an economical or an environmental disaster happening in this region except for torrential flooding and rain. Of course, our country is getting brazen up by several states facing the monsoon season's worst. So, you mentioned about SAARC. Of course, now India has its policies with its neighbors and it's not looking forward to a neighborhood first policy. In order for India to regain popularity in its neighborhood, they must assign someone who will definitely look at the beneficial relationship between one of their own neighborhoods as well. And of course, you do know about the media trial that we faced as a country towards India in the last 10 months. They couldn't have been much harsher. So, it's been quite a harsh time with them in terms of diplomacy. And of course, you mentioned SAARC, and I would like to see some kind of regional cooperation. If it's not branded as SAARC, should be branded as something else. But the West is West, the US, the allies, European Union and everyone else, even Africa is taking notice of the tensions that all of India's neighborhood is having with India as well, irrespectively.
Sir, I said that I will ask the same questions to you. Do you see any hope of Ray in SAARC?
You see, the basic background for regional cooperation based on the cooperation among the countries in South Asia. Well, we had seen this thing in LAFTA, Latin American, SAFTA, South American, we have seen this kind of organization works. But here it's frozen from 2014. India doesn't want it, as I understand. So we have to go for new alliances, BIMSTEC, then ASEAN, there's a lot of organization here. We have to grow another organization instead of SAARC, because India is not totally interested to do it from 2014. But it's very important for us. You mentioned about the flood. We had an environmental committee, India and Bangladesh and other SAARC states, and they will announce us earlier when the flood will coming to Bangladesh 15 days ahead. That's kind of cooperation and that kind of agreement was done during the BNP government in the year 2001 to 2006. As of I remember 2004, I believe there was a SAARC conference and I was headed the environmental case. And I had seen that. But India doesn't follow that thing. Like United States, they don't go by the rules because they are the big power. India is the same way. They don't follow us. They close our rivers, they open our rivers, they are upper riparian.
Sir, is it true that your direct answer would be India is not showing interest to revive, sir?
Not at all.
Let us come back to our domestic issues, because our country is heading into democratic process. Interim government already said that they are going to conduct the election, but they have some reform works, they have some judiciary jobs. My question is very direct, sir. Do you think 1,400 young boys and girls gave their life, sacrificed their lives just for an election?
No, it's not for election. You see, July 36 gave us, who doesn't have the vision, that we got the vision back. Those who are deaf, they can hear now. Those who cannot open the mouth, they can talk now. So July 36 will be in our memory years after years. It will never diminish from our mind. Keeping this thing in our mind, yes, not only for election, but how other things you can change the politics without having the fair election. Just refresh your mind. If there is an election in 2014 or 2018 or 2024, the regime will be shifted and the government will be changes and people will be more democratized. In this case, there was no election, and then the fascist government started ruling the country. So we need a process to start to re-establish our country, and that should be done in the election. That's the reason election is very important. You see, currently this government is failed to control law and order situation right now. In other sectors also they are not doing great, except the financial sector. Well, in this case, if we allow them to stay more, and it's rolling more, it's like a snowball. If you stand on the top of a hill and take a snow and throw it, it starts rolling. So now, what would be happen? Just close your eyes. 11 months had passed and the government is not doing well. So in this case, if we allow them continue there, they are not efficient to continue the government. In this case, it's better for everybody, for them, for the citizens of the Bangladesh, at the earlier election. Think about it. If they give an election 2 months from today, we are hoping the investor will come, the country will run in the democratic way, people will have the choice to vote for it. So what else are the solution without election? Is there any solution? If they would have run better way, then we could say they give them few more days time, but they are not running good. So my comment, that's the only solution.
Politician says election is the solution, but the running government, interim government, they says without the reforms, the election will be meaningless. Same fascist will again come. As a young generation star, what would be your short comment?
Short comment would be, let's take in to what's actually happened in reality. Sir was mentioning about the law and order situation. Look, the country needs to be economically prosperous. We must do well in the international stage. And without members of parliament, representatives of communities sitting in that parliament discussing what should be done for the future of the country, up until that point, we are not stable.
So last question for you, answer would be yes or no. Do you think the election is going to be held in time declared by the government and demanded by the politicians?
Well, they must listen to the people and they must keep their promise what they say to the nation.